There is shit everywhere. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Eye Catching Customs. So today I'm doing something that I have wanted to do for a long time now, and that's have my own horror room, scary man cave, stuff, whatever you want to call it. But today I'm actually utilizing the spare bedroom, which has kind of been a junk room for the past couple years. Kind of utilizing that and clearing everything out. We've cleared out the outside building, started moving stuff around. That way this room could be a bare base to what I want it to be. So today I'm just going to kind of go through everything that I've done so far with it. Of course, this is not the final update. There's a lot of stuff that needs to get done, a lot of stuff that I still have to put up, but this is just what I've done in the past maybe a day and a half, 2 day kind of process. So this is just what I've got so far. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff I need to go through, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to start from the door and work our way around to what you see back here and just kind of go with what we've got so far. And this is going to be a pretty short video for the day, but it's not going to be, like my 20-minute long videos that I usually do. So this might be good for some of y'all that don't like to sit and watch videos. I personally like to sit and watch videos, which is the reason why I make my videos so long. But I am going to kind of showcase what I've got so far, what I've got hung up so far, and where I'm at so far, which is still... Exclude that. Don't look at that. We're going to look at the art, not that. So coming into the door, this is an axe that I'm going to be fixing up. So I made this whole axe out of wood. This is an old axe handle that I had found in my grandfather's shop, and I made the axe head out of wood. You can still see that wood grain in there, but I did add this on. I oven baked this clay, and I'm going to spray paint this all silver, sand down the handle again, make it a little bit brighter. And then I'm going to end up making this a shining axe. Might end up painting red rum down here on the door. I'm not sure yet, but that's just the thought. That's what I came up with real quick and fast. And then up here you have my Jason machete that I bought at a con. I got it signed by... Who did I get it signed by? Oh Lord, I can't remember. So I think, yeah, the Part 6 Jason, and then Kane Hodder. I got that in signed, so I put that above the door just because I thought that would look really good. And then down the wall here, you have two of the masks that I've made. You've got the KMB. I do actually want to make a pull tab for this one too, but for the time being, this one will work. There's my KMB and my Gen 1 Ghostface that I did. Here is one that I got with my 25th anniversary costume. I just decided, you know what, why not bloody it up? Why not make it look disgusting? So I did that with that one. I did not sadly record the video of me doing these. I did kind of copy Cosplay Chris in a way, but I did do my own spin on these masks. I actually sat here with a razor blade and I kind of cut and engraved all of this stuff. That way, it looked like it was cracking and decaying. Of course, these masks do not decay over time like this, but this is something that I did. If you want to see a tutorial on how to make these the way that I made them, just hit me up in the comments. I really did enjoy making these masks, and I will make them to sell if someone is, very interested in it. Then down here, I'm missing a knife, and you'll see why I'm missing a knife. But also, don't mind my hands. I've been working on the car all day, so this is just a last minute thing I'm doing. Here is a custom Buck 120 3D printed knife that I had bought. I bought it on Etsy. There's a lot of good sellers on Etsy, and it looks absolutely phenomenal for a easy cosplay item. If you're going to a con or going out for Halloween, it looks great, feels great, and I couldn't be more happier with it. Here's a little, oh shoot, sorry. Here's a little Ghostface voice box. Now this isn't screen accurate, but when you hit the button, it actually does make the, his voice.
Don't blame the movies, blame me.
So, you know, I kind of used this for a costume, and just, it was just white, and I ended up actually putting the decals on there with a permanent marker and spraying it with some clear coat. That way it would hold up, but it also had more of the look that I was going for. But with that, we're also looking at, this is a costume that I had got, and I used one of my actual sculpts in there. That way it just looked more realistic. I actually bought this robe. This is the robe that I do wear with my Ghostface costume. It's just a good way for me to store it. And if you look behind this actual poster piece, it is actually the 25th anniversary one. I just turned it around to where it was bare cardboard and decided why not make it a screen replica kind of thing, and I actually hand painted this on there. And I'm very, very pleased with how it looks. I even added my own eye-catching customs. Wait, is that no? Is that eye-catching customs? Oh, Father Death. Well, there's eye-catching customs over here, but you can't really see it much. But yeah, but that was actually really fun to paint. I love the retro style. I actually did make this blue a metallic color because I really wanted it to just show straight 90s with all that color. But let's see, I'm gonna put that back there. All right, now to my Walking Dead wall. Well, before there, you've got my Halloween 2 poster. I absolutely love this poster. Then if you go up, you have Lucille from The Walking Dead, the infamous bat that Negan carries. And then if you go down, you have Daryl Dixon's crossbow. This is the Striker 380. If you know a lot about The Walking Dead, the Optifade stock is what he had, and you cannot find this stock. And if you can find this stock anywhere, it is absolutely atrocious in price. So I actually did take this stock off. It was black, and if you get real close, you can see that I did paint it, but it looks very good for what I did with it, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Then if you go over here, this is the first crossbow that Daryl Dixon ever had. I actually built this crossbow, and I'm very, very proud to say that I built this crossbow. If you look down in through here, you can see in some certain spots, now in person you can see it, but on here you might not. This used to be a green stock. I think it was a Horton Eagle stock that I painted black. I added a couple coats of polyurethane here for where I'm gonna be, you know, shooting the crossbow. That way that black doesn't chip, so it's like metal right here. I put so much polyurethane, but I used a Horton Yukon, and I used the limbs, the foot stirrup, the quiver, and all that. The only things that I had to buy after I bought that crossbow in this stock was I had to buy a separate rail piece that I could hook the sight up to, and I had to buy a new trigger mechanism because the trigger mechanism did not fit. But I'm very, very happy to say that I made this and that I own a Horton now because, well, these are hard crossbows to come by. Here's something that I'm working on currently. Now, I'm not sure if I'll finish it just because of the fact of how heavy this thing is. If you know Freddy Krueger movies, this is the worm, the Freddy Krueger worm. And I wanted to make this like a wall piece and kind of have it on the wall like he was busting out of the wall. But I basically set this piece of wood on the wall, and this is just so heavy, like top heavy. So I don't really think that it's going to hold up great. So I'm not sure what to do with this yet. If any of y'all have any ideas, let me know, because I do love this sculpt, and I'm very proud of this sculpt, but it's very, you know, it's going to be way too heavy to put on the wall. Okay, now onto my little display case. I do want to get another one of these, but this was an antique that I kind of refurbished specifically for this. Now, some people's going to hit me up in the comments and be like, what? Especially like my girlfriend, you know, she says this could be used for so much more, but you know what, this is me, and I'm gonna keep it this way for right now. But if you go up here, Ken Kernzinger, the guy that played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason, I got him to sign this. Then you have a Spencer's Chucky, a Spencer's Tiffany. Up there is the NECA, like that big NECA figure. I can't think of what the scale is. It definitely ain't 1/6. It's bigger than 1/6. Then back here is a Well, I ain't got it really set up well, but I used a mask and kind of made the poster mask in a way for part 4, and I just decided to put that up there because on this side, well, before we go there, this is a bust that I made of the part 4 Jason. I made this a couple years ago. I did have to fix it because for some reason the neck was breaking right there. So I did end up making the bust longer, fixed the neck, repainted it. I do want to make another part 4 mask to go right in front of it, but for the time being, I think this looks better and amazing, and definitely better than what it was with the broken neck. The neck's been broken for about 2 years now, and I just haven't fixed it. Then up here is an old Freddy Krueger mask, and the reason why it's up here is this is kind of what got me really started in loving horror. Was my grandparents did Halloween at their house, and this was actually my dad's mask. He dressed up as Freddy every year. This was my dad's mask, so I filled it with foam because the latex was rotting. Filled it with foam, just try to make it last a little bit longer. So this is kind of just a piece of my childhood to add along with everything. Then back there you have the Freddy Krueger from part 2. It is the same size as the Jason, but I figured I'd add him in on this side as well. That is an old vintage Freddy Krueger doll, and yes, it still talks. It's got the pull string in the back, but you know, it just it sounds kind of raspy. But then this is a old Spencer's Bride of Chucky doll that I took, and I resculpted the face, and I wanted to go for that Child's Play 2 look where he's crawling on the crate or the little roller. I never finished the roller, so I'm just gonna set him up here for right now. It don't look that bad as of where it is. So I'm filming this part while I'm editing, because I just realized that I filmed this entire part through here and forgot to actually hit the record button. So as we are, this is my Chucky display that I've got. So you've got the voodoo doll from Child's Play 1 and the burnt Chucky head from Child's Play 1. This was the first ever Chucky figure I had ever owned. Got it for my birthday one year, so I wanted to keep it just as a memento for where everything started. Then back here, I want to keep this one as well because this was my first ever Chucky doll that I had got, and it holds a very, very near and dear spot to my heart. Beside it, you have it's a bobblehead, but I bought it in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's hand painted. Just thought it looked really cool. The fact I like the pose and the fact that it's a bobblehead, it's pretty dope. Then over here, you've seen the process of me sculpting this on my actual YouTube. I think it was a YouTube short I posted it on. Yet he still has no hair, but I mean it's fine. I'll get to it eventually, but for right now I just have him sitting in here nice and posed up. As we go down, the backdrop here is an old Spencer's Good Guy box, and the Spencer's Good Guy box, or the doll that came in the box, is back there. You'll see that eventually in here. But coming down to this doll, this is my NECA Bride of Chucky doll. I unboxed this, kinda unboxed it. I was too impatient to actually unbox it on camera, but this is my NECA Chucky doll. Seeing it in person beside the Trick or Treat Studios doll, I'm very glad that I went with this one. This one just is phenomenal compared to the Trick or Treat Studios. I love Trick or Treat Studios, do not get me wrong, but there's something about this doll that hits it for me in every single aspect. The fact that the eyes move, the fact that the teeth don't just look sculpted in, they have depth, and the clothes, just everything about it I love. Then down here is my Trick or Treat Studios Economy doll. The Child's Play 1 Economy doll. So what I did to this is the head is still stock. The only thing I did was change the hair. Got a new wig for it to kind of symbolize it a little bit better than the hair that was on it, because the hair that was on it is currently on this. So you can see how it has no volume and how this one does. And then I went on Etsy and I bought some new overalls and a new sweater for him because the economy clothes just wasn't doing it. So these clothes that came on the doll are actually on this one. So kind of I use my stuff, you know, so I keep stuff with me and I use it. And then going down here, you have the Heart of Damballa. I made this out of Monster Clay, just testing out Monster Clay, and I get it. I could probably still use Monster Clay. I don't know why I painted it. I was just literally trying it out, but you know what, it worked, and it looks good. It fits the display really good. Then you have the Fanta. I thought that was just cool, and I mean, you never know if Fanta will ever do this again. They probably will, but it's just a kind of cool little display thing to have in the case. Then we're gonna move from here and move straight down to my Freddy Krueger display. So this is the Moonstruck Studios Freddy Krueger latex mask, but it fits really close to your face. I have a whole unboxing that I did on my channel. I think this was my first video I ever did of this mask. So this is the display for it. I have made eyes for it out of clay and teeth for it out of clay, but inside the head is, I think, 2 t-shirts, and it is sitting on a wine bottle right now. So I mean, it holds up great. And I just had this shirt off of one of my old busts, which was actually the first Freddy bust I ever made. So I just took that off of it and draped it across it. And then right here we have handmade Nightmare on Elm Street 1 glove that I did a couple years ago, and I haven't made a glove since. This is very hard, but I mean, if it's something you would like to try, I'd say go for it. It was a great little thing for me to try, and I'd probably do it again if I had the time. But I mean, granted, for some reason I thought that the middle one was smaller, but it's actually bigger. But you know, it works. It looks good. I do want to get a part 2 glove eventually to go with this part 2 sculpt, but for the time being, part 1. Nobody notices it except like the movie buffs. Then I've got a NECA Freddy right here. He's done fell off. Let's see, come on. You're good, yeah. Alright, well, the NECA Freddy, part 2, with the flame. I decided to put the flame here because I just thought that looked better. Plus, he will not stand up with the flame on his back, so I'm just going to put it right there. Here's a tumbler that I got a couple years ago. Just thought it looked good in here with this. Like I said, I'll probably end up moving a lot of stuff around, but this is just me making some space and figuring out as I go. Now, moving our way back up here, this is the other side. I want to make a full display out of this, so I want to get the other 2 gremlins, put the bushes and the lights on the fence, and stain the fence to make it look like the Christmas caroling scene, because ever since I was a kid, I have absolutely loved the Christmas caroling scene. So he keeps falling down, so I've got to figure out a way to fix him on this styrofoam without gluing it, because if you glue it, it's just going to eat through that styrofoam. So I'm going to have to figure something out here, but I think I've got it in my head. I just have to do it. Now, this, moving downwards, this is the biggest sculpt I've ever done. I did this sculpt about maybe 6 years ago, and it is by far one of my near and dear, help to my heart things that I've ever made. Moving down, you have a life-size Stripe gremlin. Now, if you want to see this up close and personal, like a more close-up video one day, just hit me up in the comments about it. I have my car stuff in the way right now, so I can't really open it, but as you can see, I spent, I think, 2 months sculpting this, and then it ended up falling and breaking, and you can see where I patched it up now over the years. But I do want to fix it up some more, because as you can see, like with the ears and stuff, just over the years it's starting to crack. But this is made out of a metal base with with tinfoil and a lot of clay. But it is by far one of my favorite things in my collection. And right here is a gizmo that I'm currently working on. I do plan on putting him right back here with maybe some 3D glasses on and a comic book, just have him sitting in the corner. I think that'd look pretty cool. And then back here is a 3D poster that I have signed by Joe Dante. I bought this on eBay. The authenticity certificate is in the back of it. And then moving our way down here, this is my H1 Boogeyman mask. I do have a video on my channel of me actually rehauling this entire mask, so that is something that I truly love in my collection. I think that Boogeyman mask just really gives the essence of Michael Myers. And then you have the Trick or Treat Studios, I keep wanting to call it a lampson, but it isn't a lampson. I can't think of the name of it right now, but that's the knife that you can buy for Trick or Treat Studios. I do have a video of me actually fixing this knife and making it look more real. Then back here is a simple styrofoam pumpkin. It was a full pumpkin. It was one of them little dollar pumpkins that you could get at like Walmart. And I drew out the placement for the cuts, and I actually cut out the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and then I burned the whole inside with a lighter. So if you do this, and it looks cool because I painted it up like it was rotting, and it looks like it's rotting, and I think that looks absolutely amazing. But if you're doing this and you're melting styrofoam, please wear a respirator, because this stuff stinks and it will get you really sick if you're not careful. Then you have the Judith Myers headstone from NECA. I got this with the 2018 Myers, I think. Then this is a H1. This was originally an H2, but I kind of put the H1 mask on it with the Ben Tramer, kind of fixed it up to look like an H1. The knife I made out of an old popsicle stick with a Dremel, so that worked great. But just to kind of go with my H1 mask. Back there is a John Carpenter's Halloween coffee mug. If you actually use it and you put heat inside of it, like coffee or hot cocoa, anything that's going to be hot, you will see Michael Myers' face pop up on the back. Really cool, and you can't see it because you know it's not always going to have hot liquid in it, but it's just a really cool piece to have. Then you've got the pumpkin that came with the H2 Michael Myers, and then the Halloween pull tab for the mask, like a little sticker, little thing that hangs down from the ear, whatever you call it. I just thought it looked good in here, but it did come off of this mask right here. But with all this being said, this is me snipping back in. So then you're going to go back to the original part of the video that I've actually filmed. This whole area was a mishap on my part. So back to where it was. Now coming to this wall, this was the first signature I had ever gotten. This was from Robert Englund. I drew this picture. This was back in maybe 2018. I drew this picture and got him to sign it. He is such a great person. Like, I love this dude. Like, he even drew this little Freddy. Like, he is such a cool dude to meet in person. And if you've never met Robert Englund, I highly suggest to, because this guy is great. Then down here is a custom painting that I did, and it is signed by the guy that plays Chucky. I can't think of his name right now. See, my mind's everywhere trying to get through this right now. I'm exhausted, but I hand painted this, got him to sign it. He actually really loved this. He ended up taking a picture of it. What he did with it, I don't know, but he really loved this painting. So now this Chucky is beside the Chucky that I've made. This is actually the NECA box, and I wanted to reuse this box, and I actually went and bought the Child's Play 2 head. I think it's Child's Play 2. It kind of looks like Child's Play 3. I bought this with the movable eyes and handmade the body. Ended up using the economy clothes that came off of this one because they are a cheaper material, but as you can see, I was trying to use this head with this because I ended up adding blood and the blue paintball spatter. But you know what? Chucky was pretty dirty in this movie, so I think it'll work. Now, I did have him coming out with a knife. The hand ended up falling and breaking, so this hand isn't even really connected. It just kind of sits, but it don't look bad. It just looks like he's busting out of the box as of right now, but I will be fixing this eventually. Now, coming up, this is what y'all see in all my videos. This is something that I custom painted. Just put it right here for right now, but I do need to find out where I'm going to hang it at in the wall. It is a piece of metal that I custom painted with car paint, so I'm going to have to, drill some holes. That way I can't hang it. But then going down, this is a mask, not a mask, a knife that I made to go with one of my masks. This is a replica knife, and it is actual metal. And I handmade this to kind of replicate the H1 knife from 1978. So, it's been through some stuff, but this is something you can't really take to a con. I do need to figure out where I'm going to put these knives at, but for the time being, they'll be fine right here. And then you have the Halloween Ends knife. I will talk about this in a Halloween Ends mask tutorial, how I obtained this knife and how simple it was to obtain this knife, but you'll also get to see a sneak peek of the Halloween Ends mask before I actually release the tutorial on how to make it. Then you just got another NECA Halloween 2018 Myers with the pumpkin and the head. And then coming down, here's a Part 6 Jason that I had painted on a piece of wood, and for the time being it's going to be fine here, but I do want to find somewhere to hang it up. I'm still trying to come up with stuff in my head on what would look good, so bear with me, y'all. I'm going to keep saying hanging up stuff a lot in this video. But here is a H1 mask that I've rehauled from Trick or Treat Studios. It's not my favorite. I do want to get another H1 besides this one down here, and you know, I want to get more of a accurate one from a bigger studio, not one that I've painted, because most of my masks I just buy and paint because I'm pretty cheap when it comes to trying to do stuff and make it look good at a cheap price. But I do automatically really want to get a really high quality H1 mask. But then coming over, here's the sneak peek of the Halloween Ends mask. So I've just kind of got these together for the time being. I did sell my Halloween Kills mask because I do want to repaint another one and rehaul another one, because I wasn't really happy with the Halloween Kills mask that I had. So near future, I will be doing another mask for Halloween Kills. And here is the first ever Michael Myers mask that I owned. I got this as soon as the movie came out and repainted it probably a total of 20 times. I do like automatically the way it looks now, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. It is a little bit darker than the actual mask, and I did really go into detail with the cracks, but I'm very, very pleased with this mask, so I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Now coming over to another custom painting that I've got signed. I got it signed by Nick Castle, Jamie Lee Curtis, and John Carpenter, and I'm so happy with this one. I just love the 3D aspect, and to be honest with you, I think I'm going to start doing more paintings with 3D aspect and try to be able to go back to cons and get stuff signed. So for the time being, this is the only 3D one that I have, but I love the look of it, so I think I'm going to keep doing this and trying to get signed stuff with this. So then we're going to move our way down. My mother is a nurse. This is a CPR dummy that I kind of turned into a little display. So this is the Halloween 2 Blood Tears. I used the coveralls that I've made in the past, put all the bullet holes in it. This was a Captain Kirk restoration. I bought the Tots Captain Kirk mask and cut the eye holes, ripped the sideburns off, and did the paint job on it. Now with this mask, I did not add any latex paint, or any latex in my paint, because as you may know, the H2 mask is so worn out after all the time from filming and stuff like that. So I actually ended up just using acrylic paint, dabbing it on, and as you can see, it is starting to crack. But since I don't wear this mask, and I know this won't hold up as good as if you was to add latex, I really think it adds to the look of the mask and really adds character and really gives that screen accurate feel. I did recently add the blood tears though, as in like probably 2 days ago, just because I really wanted a blood tears H2 mask. So you know what, why not use it on this? So I did add these. I mixed up some red acrylic paint, some brown acrylic paint, and a little bit of black acrylic paint, watered it down heavily, that way it would kind of drip. But I also did follow the movie lines and then just kind of let it drip as I was going, and I think it came out great. Now, let me kit up. Moving our way up, this is my life-size ghost face. It was just a normal mannequin. This was actually supposed to be my Freddy Krueger mannequin, because if you look at the hand, it is actually burned. I sculpted that, so you know, but for the time being, I like to look at the ghost face, so I think I'm going to keep this right now. I used a heat gun and molded the fingers, so the fingers are supposed to be like with the glove, but I thought it looked good for holding the knife. Now, granted, no, most people don't hold a knife like that, but it works. And the knife isn't even connected. It's got that little lip, and I just kind of, there you go. It works. And then I bought this mask this year at Walmart, and nobody was buying it because it was misshaped. But I think it gives a great, like, Scream 1 aesthetic. I love this mask. I love it. And I was going to wear it this year for Halloween, but I just ended up not going and not doing anything because I was trying to get the bedroom situated. trying to move everything around. So this is what I worked on, but I think it came out absolutely amazing. Now, working our way down here, this is a Spencer's Chucky doll that I had redone. I resculpted him to make him, it was supposed to be the good guy. So I resculpted him, gave him the mean brows, gave him the eyebrows, the cigarette burn. This is supposed to replicate Child's Play 1. So then you've got the bloody band-aids down here from where he gets shot. Then you've got the knife. I actually made this out of a old ruler. Kind of just shaped it with a Dremel. That way, you know, it just had that good look. But with that being said, we're going to work our way to the wall that doesn't have a lot. So this is a Part 7 mask that I had made. And then working our way up, you have the Elm Street sign. Don't ask me how I obtained it, but it was probably illegal. But then this is the last piece that I'm going to show for today. For the last piece that I've actually got in this room for the time being. I bought, this was actually my father's, the chest soles. This is what he wore with that mask right there. It came with the shirt, you know, you open it up and it showed the chest of souls. So I did end up taking that, took the shirt off of it, and then I ended up hand sculpting, trying to match up these burns with a Freddy Krueger popping out, and made this frame for it, kind of put the sweater patterns on it, and then repainted everything and clear coated it. That way it just, I thought this was a cool display piece, and that's what I had in my head, to keep it a display piece, because this part here is something from my childhood that I wanted to kind of expand, kind of do something abstract with it, and I'm very happy with how it came out. So like I said, the room is nowhere even close to being done yet, but for the time being, this is what we have, this is what we're going with, and we're going to keep expanding, and these walls are not going to look the same. They're going to be covered with all kinds of crap whenever I'm done. But with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Keep your eyes out, because I will be posting a Halloween Ends mask review and how I rehauled it, give you kind of an idea if you want to rehaul a Halloween Ends mask. If you haven't rehauled a mask, do it. If you haven't done art, do it. If you love horror movies and you want to start collecting, do it, because this has by far been challenging but absolutely amazing. But therefore, this is what I've got so far. Keep your eyes out. I'm going to keep getting more. I'm going to keep filling this room, and I'm very excited for what this is going to look like when it's done. But again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for liking and subscribing to my channel. It truly means the world to me. I would love to grow this channel, get this channel somewhere that I can show off my art and just be able to talk with people and share our love for all things movie, all things horror, and just thank you all for the love and support. So if you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't, and give me a comment on anything that you want me to do. I did talk about some things that if y'all have any ideas on, if y'all want to comment, please look, because please say it in the comments, because I look at the comments. So I've answered back to a couple people as well on the comments. So if you have any questions, ask away. I've got answers. So, but thank you all for watching. I truly love y'all, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I Got You Customs out.